Hi guys, this video addresses check and checkmate. This is a lone king, a single king from the black side, standing alone. What is the interaction between the king and the white pieces on the board? The white pieces have complete army. We have the pawn, the rook, the knight, the bishops, the king, the queen. I want to use this video to demonstrate the relationship between the king and other pieces, including the king, thereby bringing check and checkmate. In this case, if a bishop attacks a king, it is called check. Provided the king can move away from that attack, it is not a checkmate. The dark square bishop at the moment cannot connect to the king because the king is standing on a light square and this is a dark square bishop, so no business. The knight can interact with this black king by just moving 2 squares and a turn so that its line of action can be connected to the black king. We call this a check from the knight. A rook can make a check by coming in front of the black king. Now the pawn standing on c3 defends this square or attacks it, whichever one you want to use. So what I mean by defend is I can put a rook there on b4, attack the king. The king is unable to capture the rook because there is a defense. So the rook makes a check this way. And the rook is also a long range piece. It is possible the rook can make a check from a long distance if the rook happens to stand on b1. The pawn can make a check by just moving a step forward. The king is in check from the pawn, so the king has to move away. The king is unable to capture because the pawn is defended by a rook and a bishop. A queen can make a check from b2 or can make a check from b6. The check from b6 is bad because in this example, the king can capture the queen. A king cannot check a king. So we end it here. When it talks about checkmate, a king is checkmated when the king has no available squares to go to. This is a typical example of a checkmate made by 2 rooks.